Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over some event issues over there in Japan. So, GoFest, the thing that people travel to go do in another country, right? Or take time off of work to go do. Now, personally, myself, have gone to several events. I could tell you that I've encountered some issues that are pretty much, destroying the day for that event. So let's go ahead and talk about this. And what is kind of causing this issue here? So they're having network issues within some of the spots in the park. And that could be due to cluttering, right? So I don't even really need my other phone anymore. Essentially what's going on here is there's too many people in one spot. And there's also going to be people with maybe 2 or 3 phones. And then they also have to account for the spoofers, right? I'm not trying to point fingers at those people or this person. I'm just trying to bring up the facts for you to understand. And then there's the lack of preparation on Niantic's end. Maybe they prepared accordingly. Well, I guess not, because it's overloaded and it happens every single time and they never learn. Is there not a way to finally hone this issue down and fix it for once? Because every time we have an event like this, it is always going to be clogged up with people. I don't know. So my first ever in-person event was going to be GoFest in Chicago 2018. Was it that long ago? My gosh, time flies. Let me turn this down a little bit. Let's go a little lighter here. All right, there you go. So it was, you go to these events for what? For the event, for Pokémon GoFest, or whatever other event that you're going to, some sort of safari zone. But you're also going for the sightseeing too, right? You're also going to meet friends, meet new friends, meet people who play the game and enjoy a new area and have the whole experience. We have to take all those things into consideration. So knocking off the network and not being able to play the event is not just actually knocking off one, it's knocking off quite a few, sort of. And it really kind of dampers the whole experience, of actually playing the event that you wanted to play initially, that you traveled to. And if you live there already, well, it's still, you're still taking time off. You're still paid for the ticket and you're there, right? So when I was in Chicago, it was pretty putty. It was pretty laggy for sort of periods of time. But for the most part, it generally worked for me, okay? And I only had one day, I do believe, in Chicago. So I had one day, and it worked, fairly well. Well enough for me to say, yeah, okay, it was fine. Since it did stay there the whole day, right? But there were periods of time where, I don't know, say like an hour to 2 hours where it was just really bad, right? So that's not good, okay? But this is what's going to happen when you get a bunch of people into one spot here. I'm not trying to back up Niantic because, again, it's the lack of preparation on their end here. So I go to Vegas. Now, this was the big one. Okay, now this was the big one, okay? So, what if you say you didn't even take the family. Say it was just you and your significant other, right? And you went to Vegas to have a good time. Everything that I mentioned already about what you do specifically when you go to these events, you meet people and all that stuff, the sites, and it's in particular Vegas. That's a really fun place to play and a really good place to kind of party it up. So first day for me, it was horrendously laggy right from the get-go, right at the gate. Lag, horrible, just the whole day. There were periods of time where you can get away with doing a few things smoothly within the game, but it was going to not last more than 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe tops. And it would really probably depend on the person and or the area that you were in, depending upon how many people there were. Now, the first day in Vegas, unplayable, okay? If you were there to travel and you were day one and you were not able to play, well, that was it. That's it for you. You're done. See, that's why I'm not going to really want to go to these in-person events anymore. Hold on a second. Because they could be a whole time waster and a lot of money down the drain. Okay, I'm just kind of fixing the lighting here. So that's just why I don't want to go to them anymore. And here we are in Japan with this event that is now seeing some sort of lag issues. Now, I do not know how bad it is, and it probably could be fine for the most part. But again, you want to have somewhat of a smooth gameplay experience, and that's not what you're going to get. Now, for day 2 in Vegas, I'm going to tell you, I was there for both days. Day 2 went smooth as butter. It worked great. And it was because there was not as many people as there were from day 1. Day 2 didn't have nearly as many people. I could actually see the trail on which you're supposed to walk, as opposed to it being so compacted with people that I couldn't even see the ground. And that's a good thing, I suppose, but if the network was working, that would be, fantastic. But having less people obviously is going to be better, and then of course the network is not going to be as tied up when that is taking place. So that's what you're going to experience. So my advice to you is, if you are going to go to one of these events, probably pick day 2. If there's a day 2 for one of these things, always go on the second day or third day. I don't know if there's a third day, but usually the second day is going to be your best bet. If you want to play both days, then by all means, you do what you got to do. But if you want to have the best experience, day 2 is where it's going to be. Most of the spoofers are not, there's still, some of them are going to be there. A lot of the people with double phones, they're still going to be there, but they're not going to be as many on day 2. So there you go. But hopefully people don't catch on, and day 2 becomes the new hot day 1, and day 1 is going to be barren, which is not going to happen. That's actually never going to happen, so you don't have to worry about it. But just thought I'd bring you this little bit of GoFest news as everybody's traveling. It's not like, they're not having fun. It's lagging for them. No, they're having fun, and everything's good. It's not like it's broken everywhere. It's just some people are experiencing this. Could you imagine you're coming from America and you save up, you travel to Japan for GoFest, have a little fun. That was my chair. I'm getting a new one, don't worry. And the game doesn't let you log in. You can't catch Pokemon. You can't see anything. The whole 9 yards. I experienced that in Vegas. Now, I wasn't really upset. I really did lay it on them on my review for the first day. But I wasn't too mad because I had day 2. And also, I already expressed this, but I was going into town on the strip to have a good time, in which I did. So, I was like, it was to be expected. I already said it was going to happen. So this is why I never get my hopes up with Niantic. I have low expectations so that if something does go well, I'm actually going to be happy and excited for it, because I was never going to be expecting them to do such a thing, because, it's them. So I'm sure they're not, obviously they're not happy, but you know what? Can't they put up more network towers just around the park? Is that going to help? Or is there just a threshold of people with phones? Because I guess, say you had like 20 people and each one had 3 or 2 phones, that's definitely going to, screw it all up. But is it just to the point where no matter how much network you have around you, if there's just too much of a condensed area of people with phones, that it's just simply going to be a little bit laggy? Or do we have to wait for the next generation of, was that 5G? Is that going to be the one, like, when they really roll it out? I don't know. It's not really, I don't know how that's all happening, but we'll have to see. But there it is. Always expect a GoFest or some sort of event on day 1 to be laggy. That's what you always get day 2. And never have high expectations. And if you are going to one of these events, also make sure you are going to be doing something else on the side and not just specifically going there to catch Pokemon and, base all your hope on, the event that you bought a ticket for, that you should be excited for, solely to pretty much go there for that, to go and catch Pokemon and get shinies and all this stuff, but never put all of your hope into that. So that's why I like the Vegas thing, because it was an amazing area. They have it at a lot of amazing areas, and I don't think I'm going to be doing this again. Like I said before, I'm going to have some sort of a money bag drop on my lag. Drop on my lag. Yeah, see, Battle League's got me going crazy. Drop on my lap. And then I will be able to go to these events. Who knows? Anyways, thank you for watching. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. And I hope everybody in Japan, hope everything goes smooth for you. I wish you the best of luck. Take care.